units be advised. The Lovercast is imminent. With your host, Soaps Loverman, aka Braden.
Hey guys. I wanted to film this podcast episode hours ago, but I did this fun little thing called hyperfocusing. And instead of filming it, I decided I'm going to make the branding for it. And I did. And I did do that. And my friends are probably really annoyed with me because I kept trying to get their opinions on each little iteration that I made. Anyway, I had thought about talking about like a bunch of random different stuff today. But this is going to be like kind of like the pilot episode. Like this is going to be like, you know, I don't know. Like this is just going to be me yapping for a little bit. I'm sure once in the future maybe they'll be more structured, maybe they won't. I don't know. One thing that's cool though, I got a new microphone. Can y'all tell? Is my voice more crispy? Do we like it? Is it better? Do we hate it? That's okay if you hate it. Just don't tell me. It'll hurt my feelings. I'm sensitive. Leave me alone. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, the old microphone. Where is he? Girl, a fucking baseball. What is this? Are you kidding me? Blue who? Anyway, bowling. I just rolled it across the room. Y'all couldn't see that. That made no sense. I'll keep it because people in the stream wanted it to be a point redeem. What the fuck was I even? What the fuck is you talking about? Oh, damn. Lock the fuck in, dude. What are you talking about? Literally, I don't know. But it got me thinking. So, bitch, no, it didn't. What the fuck? Girl, I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know when I'm gonna post this, but I just found out a few hours ago, and it was announced yesterday, apparently, which would be April 23rd, that Neil is doing a convention in San Jose, California, which he did mention when we were all in Indianapolis, that he has some more coming up, and he knew there was one on the West Coast. He didn't know when, and he knew, obviously, the one in New Orleans, and there's one in Columbus, which is probably GalaxyCon Columbus in Ohio, in December, I think. And I think those are the ones he has lined up. Knowing his ass, he'll probably pop up in one in the middle of the fall or something. But anyway, I'm going to try to make that one. We'll see. Also might sporadically go on down to Miami at the beginning of June because Elaine and Samuel are both going to be there. Would love to meet Elaine and get one of the big Alejandro posters and get that signed so I can put it on my walls, because right now my walls look like I'm in a fucking like psych ward. Like they're sterile. They're all but padded. It's fucking white everywhere. Girl. And let me just say, it's boring. I hate it. I need to put stuff up on the walls. I'm just lazy. Oh my god, dude. I'm literally my own worst enemy. La 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 la. I drive myself crazy. Now, if I just went and bought some fucking poster frames, we'd be 9 miles ahead. But they're all laying in a pile on the floor. I have so many things I need to do. But I got my haircut today. It's fine. I know. You thought it looked cute. Oh my god. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. No one said that. Just me. Oh, yeah? Okay. That's fine. You didn't have to fucking say that, you stupid bitch. Like, why the fuck can't I think? Like, just lock the fuck in, dude. Just shut the fuck up and sit down. And I can't sit. I don't have a chair. Oh, yeah. So I was thinking about, I really, really, really now want to apply for the GalaxyCon circuit because I'm going to be going to so many of them because Neil's involved in them. And obviously, sort of my fandom and his fandoms are like the same thing. I'm like a small chunk of his fandom, and we all sort of go to his stuff. And so I'm going to try to apply to be a professional cosplayer with him and just try to pitch, be like, hey, yeah, hey, hey, you got a lot of Call of Duty people coming to your shit now. All right. And listen, I'm a Call of Duty girl. I'm a Call of Duty girl, okay? I'm an inclusive option. I am queer and I'm disabled. Oh my god, 2 checkboxes, girl, crazy. Okay, just saying, diversity hire. That's me. And also Neil knows me, and like if y'all are gonna be bringing him in, he can vouch for me. Maybe Neil, hey Pookie, Neil, please, Neil, just give them a good recommendation. Like if they call you, don't ignore the call. Don't send them a voicemail, please. I know you're busy, but like, just help me out, man. But no, I think that would be really fun. To sort of, I don't know. I would love to like have that like cosplay be something I can do more regularly, like be sponsored to do it. That would be really cool. I don't know if they'll give me a shot, but we'll see. I'm gonna try. I have to open like an LLC, which it will be helpful because that'll help me push out merch a little quicker. We'll be doing fun stuff. Which that is on the horizon. I don't know what the first merch drop is gonna look like. I might do like a little test with this website that I really like. Um, and like it could be integrated in Twitch and stuff like that. Anyway, it might be cool. It might suck. Who knows? But I'm gonna work on some designs for that. And then yeah, Casey is working on a website. Casey's helping me work on a website. We're gonna have like a little Pookie website so you guys can access all of the Pookies, find our stuff, find our content. Not only me and Callie, but like Ash, Rev, Casey herself, Fawn, Daff, anybody. Who's in our little regular going con group. And speaking of cons, sure, fuck it. Segue. Okay, we got a segue. We can do a segue. Oh my god, yeah. Why am I so fucking gay, dude? Anyway, I want to say there's a reason why I'm feeling particularly homosexual tonight, and I don't have a reason. It's just happening. But there's conventions coming up, and the first one of merit is in Dallas. It's DreamHack Dallas, and which I officially got invited as a content creator. It's very fun. There's like a bunch of people who got invited, but I don't know. It feels kind of special, just to be able to do that. And have that sort of under my belt in my repertoire. We'll be going. Me and Callie are both invited guests. So is Circuit. We're all going, and we're gonna film some content and just fucking do whatever we do. It's what I do. We're gonna do whatever we do. Purple heart emoji at the darn convention. I don't know what that's gonna look like yet. But if I'm in the DreamHack Dallas circuit, I'll probably be able to easily get into the DreamHack Atlanta one. So there's that at least. But yeah, me, Callie, Bree, Callie's wife, and then Casey and Ash are all going to be there. So if you're local to the area, come hang out, dude. It'll be fun. I'll do a little streaming while I'm there. I don't know if Callie and I will have the same time block, but if we do, we might try to collab. But I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna play. I need to like figure what the fuck I need to bring, dude. I picked my plane tickets. It's official. Anyway, it'll be fun. And then, like I said, Miami, the first weekend of June, I believe, might be going to Miami. Still not sure about that one. I really want to go, but right now, me, Fawn, and Casey might be going to that one. And then definitely going to. The big one though is New Orleans. We are all meeting up in New Orleans. Because Neil's going to be there. Neil's going to be at GalaxyCon New Orleans. And there is so many of us going. I think combined with like partners of folks that are going and then the Pookies themselves, we have upwards of like 12 to 15 people. That's not to mention folks from the community that are going to be there and just other friends and stuff like that. So literally, we're probably going to have a gaggle of people at all times in that convention. So if you're interested in going and you're scared to go alone, you won't be alone. Like, there's gonna be we're gonna walk around as a mob. Neil's gonna see us coming and literally sigh. There's gonna be like 30 of us just at that convention ambiently at all times, which will be great. It'll be fun. So I'm very excited for that one. And then, so with GalaxyCon San Jose, I think that's August 13th or 15th. It's literally a month later, all the way on the West Coast. Which Neil Wild, what are you doing, girl? We're all over the place. What are we doing? Scatterbrain? Hello? What are you doing? Planning? Don't do it. Girl, crazy. Because now you got me fucked up. Like, you fucked yourself up, and now I'm fucked up. Like, here I am going across the country, which I probably will. Yeah, I probably will. I'll probably figure it out. I'll fly Spirit if I have to. Who knows? Maybe I'll get the Galaxy Con circuit thing. We'll see. Um, Maybe that'll work out by then, and I can like get sponsored to go, which will be incredible. But I'm like, Neil, if you're gonna be doing all these things, we gotta have more Call of Duty folks at these conventions. Like, you can't be the only one. Um, yeah. So, anyway, so if that works out, I'm gonna try to go to San Jose. We'll see. I'm gonna see if I can start planning that out here. I'm gonna make sure NOLA. I have to make sure I get NOLA confirmed and set aside all the money I need for that. Um, yeah, and if I end up going to Miami, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. Who knows what happens? Who knows what the future holds? But right now, those are all my plans. And then, of course, GalaxyCon Columbus, I'll aim for at the end of the year. Because Neil has confirmed he's doing that, even though that won't be announced forever, probably. But just so you guys know, you didn't hear it from me, although you kind of did. Neil, if you're listening, I didn't say that. Neil, if you're listening, I'm lying. Pookie, listen, it's not personal. I lied, and it's not, don't worry. Neil's PR team, that's not important for you to listen to. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm excited to see him again. Excited to see everybody else that goes to these conventions, because like Neil being there is great. He's wonderful. And hopefully I can interview his ass at some point on here, if I can ever get him on a podcast or something. Neil, again, talking to the understood Neil, the understood you grammar. It's like, this is the understood Neil. Neil, if you're out there, come interview, come be on something. Like, people want to talk to you, and by people I mean me. So, anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Like, or wanting to talk about? Because that ain't it, girl. Shit. I just realized I don't even need to be wearing. I'm wearing headphones right now. I don't really need to be wearing them because I have nothing playing in them. They're just sound canceling. Maybe it's the undiagnosed autism that makes me wear them silently. Anyway, that's too deep. Not this podcast. Not this episode. We're not starting with that one. Not in the pilot. Okay. So there's a few different things I wanted to talk about today, and we're kind of all over the place. So tonight, Gigi Perez releases her album, which I'm very excited for, At the Beach in Every Life. In fact, from right now while I'm filming, it's 1 hour and 10 minutes. So I'm sort of filming this, hoping to lead into it and get to listen to it. Anyway, but I thought leading up to it, I'll sort of review the songs off that album that she's released already. And we can just sort of talk about that a little bit. Because I love music, you guys. I know I love music. I adore it. But before that, I transitioning from talking about cosplay, there's something that sort of crossed my brain. I literally, like, girl, I don't know if it's I'd be shitting today. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I just been in there on the commode, back and forth, left and right, X, Y, Z, Z, A, B, up, down. Like, terrible. The cheat code was not working. Because girl, I was stuck. But while I was wasting my time away in my bathroom, I was thinking to myself, what is it about cosplayers that cosplay being gay in addition to whatever the hell character they're playing? Because there are people, and I'm not going to name names because, like, this isn't like a beef thing. Like, I'm not starting beef, but it's just like it's something I think about as someone who is like very gay. Clearly, I'm not pretending to be gay. I have people in my personal life that are in my community that can validate how ragingly homosexual I am. But there are people I've seen on TikTok who like get a little zesty. Like, they have the zest to them, but they're not. I don't think they're actually gay. And that just always makes me feel a little weird. It makes me feel weird. And like, whatever, do what you want, I guess. Like, I'm not policing you, but like, girl, I don't know. Don't flip your wrist and like swing your hips if you don't got, one it up the ass. Like, listen, it's a little bit performative, and like, I don't know. It's just like as someone who is, I'm like, that feels kind of bad. Like that feels kind of weird, you know? Like I don't know. But I've just been thinking about that. I'm like, it feels like there are a lot of people. Like when I first got into the COD community and started cosplaying, I didn't realize how many queer people were actually cosplaying because it's more of a silent thing. Like it's because I think that's COD though. I think there's a big dude bro culture. You know, I've been playing the games since I was like 12 or 13. Um, and that was like over 15-ish years ago. Um, so I've been playing for quite a while. And there's always been that sort of community, like the dude bro community, the toxic masculinity community side of things. And like, I get it, whatever. It's the market that they push towards and have always done it. So I get the desire to sort of be to sort of, I don't know, make sure that men are catered to, like straight men are catered to, which y'all don't need to be catered to. I'm gonna be honest. I barely need to be catered to. I'm just a gay white man. Like, but you know, there are a lot of folks who are have a more diverse identity, and they have to be more silent about it in the COD community. At least they were like when I first joined. I've heard a lot since then of like people feeling like there's more spaces now to sort of be themselves and to be accepted, especially in our little corner of the fandom, with like me, Callie, and Casey, and you know, folks like that, just you know, opening arms and being like, "Come as you are." Like we're all a little queer here. Um, but yeah, and so like I don't know, I think about that a lot, and it's just like the folks who I can tell, like I don't really think you're gay, or like you're just like tapping into a side of the fandom that is already vulnerable, and I just really hope you're not doing it just to be performative, I guess. And again, that's not anyone in particular. Like that's just since I started, there have been moments where I felt like that. Um, and I don't know. I don't know. Just like be who you are for your pride, but also don't appropriate and don't just do it because you think it'll get you some sympathy follows. I guess. Who the fuck am I to say that? I don't know. Like I'm just a fucking cis ass gay ass white man. Anyways. Oh, what the fuck was I gonna do next? Oh, okay. So I saw this quote. So you guys know that. So those of you who don't know, well, I got my start on TikTok making sad gope stuff, like sad Call of Duty stuff generally, and shipping wars aside, because we all recently have probably seen the dialect or dialogue going on like a TikTok and Twitter, and like people suddenly think it's cool to hate on gay men and fandoms again, gay ships, whatever. Um, yeah, I got my start like making sad. Like if you scroll down on my Soaps Loverman account on TikTok, you will find some of those edits. Like I kept some of them up. I friends only'd a few of them because they were shitty, and I was self-conscious. But a lot of them are still there. They're still public. They're like little slideshows, little gay stuff, sad stuff. Um, and I haven't really revisited that a whole lot. And a lot of people forget that's what I do. That's what I do. Like that's what I did. Um, and that's how I got my start. It wasn't until I started cosplaying that like my shit really took off. To be honest, but when it comes to you know that shit that I be doing, um, it people always get surprised. Like there's always random people who are like, Braden, what do you do? Like when I made that like slideshow the other day about like you know, the tragedy of a story that didn't have to end this way in a story that was always going to end this way, and it's like the reboot soap versus the OG soap. Um, and people were like, "How dare you?" But I was like, "Girl, this is what I do." Like angst is what I do. Those of you who are OGs have probably seen my comments in Fawn's TikTok section, call sign Fawn. I have left some of arguably my magnum opus opie. I have what if that is that a word? That doesn't sound real. I think I made that up. But I in her fucking comment sections, like some of my best poetry and my best little short stories, I guess. I don't know. Or literally in her comment sections. Um and I don't know. I there's something that attracts me to gay tragedy. And I don't know what it is. It's always been that way. I've been that way with Mass Effect. I've been that way with Baldur's Gate. I've been that way with Divinity, Original Sin. I've been that way with Call of Duty. I mean, any fandom that I get into, I gravitate towards the tragic gays. Whether or not they're canonical, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Um, but anyway, so that a fucking sidebar was all to say that recently I've been in a lot of like quote slideshows on TikTok, like the tragic stuff, like like what the fuck. There was one, actually I can just pull it up on my phone. There was one that I read that absolutely ruined my day. Which one was it? Life's a beach and I'm eating the sand. That's not it. I mean, it it kind of do feel like that lately, but that wasn't the one I meant. This is the quote, and you probably heard it before, but every time it fucking pops up, it ruins my day, dude. Because I get to thinking, I just get to thinking. But it's, have you ever gotten everything you ever wanted? No, but I once got very close. First of all, I'm buying a gun. Second of all, whoever posted that, count your motherfucking days, okay? Shit, dude. I don't need to read that, but I do. I don't want to read it, but I do. Like, I can't stop myself. You guys post shit like that, and I can't help but read it and then ruminate and rue the day. And, like, it just totally, like, Windows Power Down sounds my day. But also, like, part of me enjoys it. I don't know. Is that fucked? That's a little fucked, right? Does that make me fucked up? Is that a problem? Should I like hit my therapist back up? Like I feel like I've been doing good, but like I do have her contact still. Probably should hit a bitch up. Anyway, oh my god, I know exactly where this quote's from. I've been thinking about this all day, and I couldn't remember where I got it from. Y'all know that trend that's going around right now to the "Party for You" sound by Charli XCX, which is like "Party for you, party on you, party on, party on you, party on you." You know what I'm talking about? So that shit fucks me up. All the fucking posts about that. It's like all these like people talking about like, no, actually this song is like when you're in the club and the guy you like and you're like walking up to him and you see him kiss somebody else. And it's this song is like the feeling of that Uber ride home alone. Like that kind of stuff destroys me in a good way. I like thinking about it because I'm a creative. Like that kind of stuff sparks some degree of creativity in me in a very twisted, sick and twisted way. Um, but one of the comments, somebody said like, this was me, throwing a party for this guy that I really liked, and him coming over, and then he spent the whole night flirting with other people. And I went out. It got to the point where I went out. This is not me, of course, but I went outside and cried, and he came out and like comforted me, and like that was the post. And someone in the comments was like, babes, that's trauma bonding. That's like forced trauma bonding. And effectively, what he was doing is he hurt this person, and then he would be the one to comfort that person. And it was conditioning them to seek comfort out from him, even when he was the one who hurt them. Bitch, fuck a gun, give you the rock. Like, bitch, I literally, when I read that, I had to put my phone down. I did a lap around my 600 square foot apartment. And I thought to myself, what, that hurted. That shit did hurted me though, because I mean, that's happened to me. Like, I've had relationships in the past where that's happened to me. Like sometimes, one of them was physically abusive. Like it's part of being young and gay and full of hope and like thinking everybody's a good person and you too trusting. I went through those chapters in my life. I'm a lot more picky now, and a lot more patient. Now that said, that fucked me up, and I thought about it, and I was like, that is so. Oh, it just makes me want to punch men in the face, bro. Like, I'm one of those people that'll be like, I love the way men loves, and then I read something like that, and I'm like, I want to kill them. Okay, let's kill the horse. Like, can we just fucking? Yeah, one time I posted that thing, and it was like, I love the way men love, that poem, which is really cute. Let me see if I can find it actually. Okay. When the plane went down in San Francisco, I thought of my friend M. He's obsessed with plane crashes. He memorizes the wrecked metal details, the clear, cool skies cut by black scars of smoke. Once, while driving, he told me about all the crashes, the one in blue Kentucky and yellow Iowa, how people go on and how people don't. It was almost a year before I learned that his brother was a pilot. I can't help it. I love the way men love. My throat just fucking closed up reading that a little bit. That like it hits me in my core every time I read it. And I posted that. I posted like the little snippet of that on like Instagram or TikTok or something. And Casey responded and was like, "Bitch, I know you didn't just say that." She's like, "Good for you, but I don't like it." Oh my god, dude, it was so funny. And I was like, you know what, valid. And also depends on the day. Like I change my mind on that. I go back and forth, a little ping pong, a little metronome, like do 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 do. Yeah, I can't make a solid opinion, but generally, I do tend to love the way men love, and MLM type shit. But sometimes I wish I didn't. Sometimes I'm like, don't like that. No, no. But yeah, I had read that quote in the damn TikTok comment section and started spiraling and thinking about like my dating history and what I want out of life. And like not much has really changed. Like my standards are still probably too high, but very high, and I'm very picky, and it's crazy to be a single gay man in your late 20s, early 30s, and like I'm surrounded by people who see the validity in just existing, and like not you are they're not, my friend group, we don't find ourselves talking about like how we need a man to complete us, or we need a partner, like we have to have it. Most of us are single, and most of us have sort of arrived at this realization, and I think it's the reason we get along so well, of like, if it happens, great, but like the where we're all at in our lives right now, it needs to be someone willing to fit into it and like to come along for the ride, because I have big plans. I have things that I am focused on. I don't have a lot of free time. Like I am doing my shit. I'm doing what I do, okay? And he's going to have to be okay with that. And he's going to have to be willing to be a part of it and be excited to be a part of it. I need someone who's going to cheer me on. You know what I mean? And likewise, it goes both ways, but yeah, I don't think most, it feels weird. It's like it just feels like even like gay men my age, like a lot of us are just still years back in maturity, just because like of the delay that we got in like jumping into the dating scene. We didn't get to start dating guys when we were 13, 14, 15. The guy I first dated was technically the summer after high school. I did have a Heartstopper summer. I did. Oh my god, should I talk about that? I could talk about it. I think I've talked about it on stream before. I'll give you guys a lowdown really quick. So basically, what happened was, when I was in high school, I was a nerd. I went through like the healthcare pathway. Like we had career pathways, and I thought I was gonna be a psychiatrist or a doctor or some shit. And so I did all this like healthcare work. I was actually a certified phlebotomist. I could legally draw your blood. Who knows how lore side quests, girl? I do them. But anyway, but I was the president of like the healthcare organization. Those of you who are in high school, if you're listening to this, which questionable, it's HOSA was the name of it. Like Health Occupation Suits of America or some shit. And I literally was the president of it. And I look at me now. I'm not anywhere near healthcare. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, but there was this guy, and his name was Nick. And I would most of the days I would eat my lunch in the healthcare like teachers class, and like a few of us would hang out, but like whatever. And like I didn't really like the school lunches because that was in the era of Michelle Obama's like making lunches healthy, and they kind of sucked. Um, so a lot of times I would just, I worked part time after school, and I'd just keep my money, and I'd bring like $5, less than that. I think it was like $3, like when I was in high school. I would get a peace tea from the student, like they had this like little student shop during lunch that was open, and it was run by the business organization, DECA or some shit, I don't know. And I would get a peace tea, and then I would get a hot pocket. and that was my lunch pretty much like every day. Um, and girl, I was skinny because I would run like 2 or 3 miles after school every day too. I was skinny. Anyway, um, I was a twink. I was a twink. Um, but there was this really cute guy. His name was Nick, and I just remember I thought he might be gay. Like I thought, like I couldn't tell, and I wasn't out at the time. Like no one knew. But like I'm. mm. So I would go in there and I would get my PC in my hot pocket, and it got to the point where like he knew when he just had it ready for me, like basically every day. Um, and I remember we didn't really talk a whole lot. Like looking back, he was finding excuses to talk to me, which was really sweet. But I wasn't out at the time, and he didn't know. And I just remember one day I went in there, and he had he had printed a sign and put it over something, and it was like an acronym, and it was like an A versus an scenario, and it was like it was the equivalent of saying like a like icy, like or something like that, versus like an icy. And I was like, actually, that should be an because that's if you like, even though like even though I'm a fucking English nerd. I don't know why I did it, but I like saw it and I was like, that's supposed to be an. You know that, right? Like that's like it's not a icy, it's an icy. And he's like, no, it's not. And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it is. No, it's supposed to be an. Like when you say it, there's a vowel sound, so it's like and goes before it. And he was like, no, I don't think that's true. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm just telling you, it's wrong. And he sat there and argued with me for like 5 minutes. And I was like, I'll tell you what, if I'm wrong, I forget what I promised him, but I knew I was right. So I was like, I'm not fucking wrong. I was like, go ask your English teacher. I was like, whoever your English teacher is, because we were both in like AP English courses, which is shocking. Um, and the next day, I walk in there and he just sort of hangs his head and he's like, you were right. And I was like, hmm, I know I was right. I knew I was right. And ever since then, we would just talk more and more, but just casually. And he started dating like the only other out guy at our school who was very flamboyant, like Twinkie guy. And I think they just dated because they were the only two out guys. And so like I sort of had my Phoebe Bridgers sidelines, like watch the world from the sidelines kind of moment, and like it was kind of depressing. And I was like, I'm not out, so like go have your fun, man. Um, but anyways, so they dated for a while, and they're both sweet. Like I was friends with both of them, but they broke up. And anyway, but all the while I was still going to like still chatting with them, still whatever. And I yeah I towards the end of this school year, I think he started getting a little bold. And by that point, rumors had started to come out that I was gay because I had told my very close friend group at the start of my senior year and like had slowly told people that I knew would go and blab about it because I wanted people to start knowing because this is going to sound very conceited. There were a lot of girls who really wanted to date me and like they were just flirting with me and it made me feel really weird. And so like I told people that I knew would like facilitate it and it did stop it. People started figuring it out. Um, and I think he caught wind of it. And so like towards the end of school, like he was like he would find every excuse. Like he would anytime the DECA people needed something from the healthcare people, he would come up to the classroom looking back at it. Like he'd be the one who came up. He would be the one to deliver things. Like he always worked at that damn student store. Like he was always there. He and like all the other girls, he was like the only guy there. And like it was like looking back like he was just trying to find any excuse, which was really cute. um and then I forget what excuse he used and it was really smooth because I didn't think anything of it, dude. He was like, oh dude, like your mom, like I need like because my mom had like helped with host stuff and like by proxy some DECA stuff or some shit like that. He was like, I need your mom's or like, can you send me your mom's number or something like that? Like, I need to like send her a thank you note. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, I can do that. Like, he could have just gone to my teacher and probably got like he. But anyway, so me being fucking oblivious and clueless, sent him my number, and we started texting, and then he eventually like just got very bold, um, and like I wasn't out to him, so I had to like we had to have that like conversation at some point. But yeah, our first date, he took me to the Atlantic Seafood Company, which is a really bougie sushi restaurant. Um, and I'm pretty sure Usher was there that night. And that's when I figured out that his dad is a CEO of a Fortune 500. So he literally just like took us there and bought like all this fucking sushi, and it was really sweet. He like picked me up in his family's like fucking Lamborghini, and I was just like, what is happening? Like, I'm from small town Tennessee. I was like, girl, what is this? I was like, what is happening? But anyway, it was a very, very fun night. Um, and then we went back to his house that had like an 8-car garage that was filled with fucking luxury cars. And it was one of 3 or 4 houses that they owned. And his house had like 15 bedrooms and like 10 bathrooms in the most expensive neighborhood in the county. Um, and like he had private access to the golf course and like a movie theater, and like anyway he went all out. Like I forget, it was we watched, he knew that I loved Call of Duty, and so he like had Call of Duty set up on this like gaming setup they have in their like basement, which was awesome. So we played some Call of Duty, I kicked his ass. And then we watched part of Interstellar, I think it was, in his movie theater room, or some sci-fi movie that I mentioned I really liked. And then he took me out on the golf course, and we like literally just stargazed. And I remember I got bit. I was covered in mosquito bites the next day, dude. Covered in them. It was ridiculous. Um, but yeah, we like hung out there and we just talked. We talked for like 2 or 3 hours, and um, it was really nice. And that was my first kiss. We did kiss under the stars on this golf course, and like at like midnight, and it was very nice. And I just remember like being on cloud nine, dude. It was like it was I don't know. Like since then, I in that moment I felt so validated, because I for the longest time I was like, well, maybe I'm not gay. Like maybe this is just a phase. Like maybe I'll grow out of it. And I remember the second I kissed him, I was like, this is, yeah. I was like, this is, I knew in that moment, I was like, this is, I, I was elated. I was elated. I was just so happy and so validated. And I was like, this is, yeah, this is real. Like, this is exactly what I wanted it to be. Um, and we dated for like a few months, like 2 months. And then, uh, it was really fun. Like we would do stuff. I really loved his mom. His mom liked me a lot. I would just go over and hang out with them. Um, and yeah, very cool. Mm. He actually, I ended up going to school in Georgia, and he got accepted to school out in California, and yeah, so it didn't work. We quit. So it was just a summer. It was like a summer fling. But I remember after that kiss, I called my best friend, because she was just like my go-to for everything. And she was having like a girls' night with some of my other friends, and I didn't realize this. So I told her, and I didn't realize I was on speakerphone, and all of them were like hooting and hollering. My friend started crying. She was so happy. And they all knew this guy because he was a Mr. High School. Like, you know how like you get elected like Mr. High School? That was him. Oh my God. So we were like very much like at graduation and onwards, we were like the power duo. It was very fun. Um, and like didn't catch a lot of hate for it either. It was really nice. I was very lucky. Um, and then yeah, then like once he got into school there, like we kind of didn't really think about it, but like as it got closer, like things got kind of weird and he got distant, and I get it looking back. At the time I was like so sad and dramatic, at least internally. But then I had surgery, and his ass like didn't check up on me. I just remember that. And I had to message and be like, so are you just not gonna like see how I'm doing? Like I had like sinus surgery. I was like, are you not gonna no, you're just not gonna. Okay, like whatever. I mean, fuck me, I guess. Sure. Um, yeah, and then we ended up breaking up. But I think in my car, he made me a mixtape, and I think the CD is still somewhere in my car. I'm not sure if it works anymore. It's probably scratched to all hell. But it had like 21 Pilots on it and all kinds of stuff, and he like made it for me and like burned the CD back when people did that. And it was really cute. And I don't know, I mean, I have no negative feelings towards it. Like, even though it was like stupid how it ended, but like that's just being a teenager, man. It's just what it was. And it's like that was super validating. Um, and it definitely helped me remind me of like, oh yeah, like I am very gay, and like this is real, and like it's it's exciting, it's enlightening, it's fun, like it's who I am, you know. Um, so uh, yeah, it was good. It was good. I think about that sometimes, and like people talk about Heartstopper, and I was like, Heartstopper is cute, and like I've watched some of it, but I was like, I have my Heartstopper moment. Like I don't know, like I've lived it. It was cool. Most people don't know that about me, but yeah. So I was very lucky with that. God, that was a lot of yapping. Oh, I wanted to talk about the Gigi Perez stuff. Okay, let's look at Gigi Perez really quick because her new album comes out in well, 40 minutes. Okay. So definitely what's gonna happen is I'm gonna film this. I'm gonna finish filming this. Her album's gonna come out. I'm gonna go kiki with the girls, aka the Pookies, the Poopkies. And they're gonna listen to it with me, even though I don't think they know her, but I'm gonna indoctrinate them. And then the next podcast, I will review the entirety of the new album. So like the songs that I don't talk about tonight. Okay, so off of her album, which is titled "At the Beach in Every Life." Um, are it has how many songs? 12 total songs. Right now, there's only one, two, three, four, five released. That's Sailor Song, Normalcy, Chemistry, Fable, and Please Be Rude. Now my top three are easily like Sailor Song, Fable, and Please Be Rude in some order. But Normalcy and Chemistry are really cool too. But I'm gonna go through like my favorite lyrics. So we'll start with the easy one, which is Sailor Song. I think everyone's heard this. It like went ultra viral on TikTok and is like has like a billion or 2 billion plays by this point. It's incredible. Um, but the song itself, I mean, all of Gigi's songs are like women loving women. Like it's a WLW song, and like I am a cis gay man, and like so there's only so much that I can sort of integrate and experience in these songs. But it's the narrative is queer. It's a same gender relationship. So I think there's a lot of tangential stuff and similarities that I can pull from it. Um, but yeah, it's a Sailor Song is about wanting to love somebody without shame, and being open and proudly loving somebody, and like loving someone through their ups and downs and the best days and the worst nights of their life. Yeah, and it's about like not really finding not feeling saved by faith and religion, but feeling saved by love and like that connection with another human being. Like the first, I mean, it opens up. It's like a cold open up. I saw her in the rightest way, looking like Anne Hathaway. That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty smart, right? It gets people. Anybody who's ever fucking watched a movie ever has probably seen Anne Hathaway. Very smart. Also, this is not water. This is orange juice. Hmm. Don't ask questions you're not prepared for me to answer. Because I know some of you are like, I wonder what he's drinking. It's orange juice. And it's a light orange juice. It's like 45% juice. It's not even real. Anyway, I don't care what it is. Um, but the chorus that we all know. It's like, kiss me on the mouth and love me like a sailor. And when you get a taste, can you tell me what's my flavor? Um, it's about passionate love. It's you know when at least when I think about it, like when you get a taste, can you tell me what's my flavor? I also think that's a little bit, so speaking like I was talking about like my one of my first relationships. Like it's sort of like that love that's like sort of knocks you off your feet. Like it's something that you're not ready for, and then it hits you, and you're so deep into it that you kind of lose track of yourself. And I think this song is sort of saying like, you know, when you learn who I am through your eyes, can you tell me what you think? Can you tell me who you think I am? You know, kind of thing. Because we all, as scary as it can be to be perceived, when it's by people we love, I'm always interested to some degree of what the people around me think, whether it's about me or what like my decisions or what I'm doing, because I value their input. You know what I mean? They're like my war table. You know, like they're the people that I go to and I trust, and I sort of get that vibe from that. I don't believe in God, but I believe that you're my savior. Obviously, that's the line that God, so many people co opted. I'm not going to name any specific groups, but there are people who are like, I do believe in God and I do believe that he's my savior. Like, girl, this song's not about you. This song's not for you. Don't do that. Like, don't fuck with the lyrics. Don't change the narrative to fit your silly little ideal that isn't real. Okay? Like, just honor the song as it is. Just honor the song as it is. That's all you have to do. And if you don't like that part, don't sing it. Okay? Just shut your mouth. Just keep going. All right? It's literally a song about a queer relationship. Don't co-opt it into faith. Don't do that. Like it literally is the opposite. Like a lot of Gigi's songs are about pulling away from faith because it does not serve her and it does not uh, recognize her and validate her, right? My mom says that she's worried, but I'm covered in his favor. And when we're getting dirty, I forget all that is wrong. Basically, yeah, just sort of that like like the conversation of faith versus feeling and love, and sort of like recognizing that the way you feel and the things that feel good and the way that you are is not conducive to the capital H he in a lot of cases, at least to a lot of people in the world. And then the line that's super tragic is, I sleep so I can see you because I hate to wait so long. And I mean, we've all sort of experienced that, right? To some degree. Like, we have someone in our lives, whether it's a friend or family or a loved one or romantic relationship, whatever it is. Like, especially when you're anticipating seeing them again. I mean, like there are times when I'm like, I wish I could just fast forward. And that's sort of what this sounds like to me. It's like sleeping so you can fast forward to seeing them sooner, or conversely, to seeing them in your dreams also. Maybe if it's not as a tangible connection or a tangible relationship, maybe the only time you can actually see them is in your dreams, or you're not going to see them for a long time. And as soon as you can see them is in your dreams. Um, uh, Verse 2, let's see. She took my fingers to her mouth, the kind of thing that makes you proud that nothing else had ever worked out. Um, just being so in love with the person, you're like, I'm so glad that none of my other relationships worked out, or I wouldn't have met you, you know? Um, and maybe I tried other things, but nothing can capture the sting of the venom she's going to spit out right now. Um, yeah, I'm thinking that line in particular. Um, it sort of it throws me for a loop sometimes, but obviously it sounds like to me it's related to like the religious preaching and like the the dialogue that goes on there, and like the venom that she's gonna spit out is maybe, she is in love with this person who thinks what they're doing is wrong. You know what I mean? Or that's sort of how I anticipate it, because like I've been there. Like I have had feelings for someone who, like, I could tell eventually would probably be openly gay, but at the time they were like entrenched in faith, and it just didn't work. But yeah, and then the chorus rings again. Lovely. The outro to this song is one that most people haven't heard unless they've listened to the full song. Like if you've just heard the TikTok version, the outro is not on it. So I find it really interesting. We can run away to the walls inside your house. I can be the cat, baby, you can be the mouse. And we can laugh off things that we know nothing about. We can go forever until you want to sit it out. The last part of that, it kind of gives me goosebumps. It's tragic in a way, I think. Because it's kind of like, you know, in combination of like, I sleep so I can see you because I hate to wait so long. Like maybe this person is someone you can only see in your dreams. And then the outro is like weak, like it sounds like a lover desperate to like cling to what's going on. Like we can run away, like we can, like I'll be the cat, you can be the mouse, like I'll chase you forever, like you can keep getting away from me, and I'm there for the chase. Like you don't even have to fully be in it, you know what I mean? Like I just want the opportunity to love you. um and then we can laugh about things that we know nothing about, just sort of saying that, like, we could do laundry and taxes together. Like it doesn't have to be that deep. Um, and we can go forever or until you want to sit it out. Like I'll take what I can get from you. I love you so much. I'll take what I can get from you. And if you have not felt that way in your life, unless you're aromantic or something like that, like that feeling is so, so real, in my opinion. Like there, at least in my experience, there are times in my life where I'm like, I'll take what I can get from you. Like it is demeaning to think that way sometimes. And like looking back, I should have had more self-worth. And if you're thinking that way, perhaps consider the same thing. But like realistically, like there were times in my life where it's like I need this so bad. Like I want to love you so bad. I will take what I can get from you. And it typically does not end well, at least in my experience when that happens. Um, so that's why I think it's tragic in some ways. Like we can go forever until you want to sit it out. Like we can go forever or until you want to break my heart. Like we can do whatever. Like, which is just kind of like, in a way, it's a little tragic. I don't know. But that song is so beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. This one, this one's sad. This one's really sad. Okay. So this one is Fable. This is probably my favorite song off the album as of right now. Haven't heard all of them, obviously, off of what's released so far. So Fable's a song that Gigi wrote about her sister, who passed away in 2020. Um, and I mean, the song is about grappling with religion, like a lot of her songs are, and love and like spirituality in the face of something like that. Like, how do you lose the loss of your sister? Like, what do you mean? Like that's something that is near impossible to navigate, I would imagine. As someone who has two older sisters, I couldn't imagine. Um, uh, and some people think that this song was in response to the line about like, I don't believe in God, but I believe that you're my savior. And that she sort of used this to be like, fuck you guys, like stop co-opting my song and making it into a Christian anthem, because it's not. Like she's explicitly telling us in all of these songs that religion is something she grapples with, and like that's not what you're saying, and what you're trying to make these songs out to be is not true. But anyway, so this one starts out: Fable and truth direct me to someone who gives me the juice and new rules, someone to tell me we're not born to be mules in this. Um, yeah, this is a denunciation of the Christian faith immediately. That's why I think this is connected to that sort of thing that happened with Sailor Song when some Christians were co-opting it. This is her saying, we're not doing that anymore. Like just from the start, we're done with that. Um, Someone says the juice is like the grape juice that most Christians are required to drink for communion, or just like the wine, the blood of Christ. New rules, being like the morality she has to grapple with now that she's let go of the fable. Yeah, yeah. Mules are creatures bred in desire. Gigi is begging to have someone confirm that the goal of life is not to be permanently in service of a master. Heavy agree. Yeah, it's very, that is like when I deconstructed my faith, that's sort of where I arrived at, is that I just cannot, I do not find solace in the fact that my role is to serve whatever's going on up there. Like that just, it's just not what I believe. It's just not something that sits with my soul. Um, Moreover, I don't want to do that for a paradoxical God that cannot be all powerful and all merciful. Because I look around in the world and I see that he's either one, not all powerful, or two, not all merciful. And that's just not someone worthy of that level of servitude and worship in my eyes. Everything it contradicts is the next line. It's a pinnacle of the faith of just there's constant mixed signals. God loves all his children, but not if you're gay. hmm Love your neighbor, but not if they're really different from you. You know what I mean? Like it's I think Gigi here is saying that like it just doesn't make sense to her. Let's see, hedges of prayer. To pray a hedge of prayer is to intercede on behalf of another person, usually in your church, by praying that they might be protected or kept safe from evil. So basically, people being, and this happened to me, like my grandmother, praying for me and hoping that like I turn away from whatever, being a homo. Like, girl, calm down, Linda. Literally. Because you believe doesn't mean that it's there. I mean, this is there's a part in the Bible that talks about like seeing versus faith. Like seeing is believing versus like the faith of believing. Like the true faith is when like you don't have to see it, you just believe it. Girl, okay. Scientists everywhere would like to speak with you. But I think this speaks also to, like this is you push down people who you believe are sinning because you believe it. But that doesn't make it true. That doesn't make you right just because you believe it. Like your echo chamber is not valid everywhere else and to everyone else. Yeah. It's so rare that somebody'd look out for you. Thoughts and prayers was all they'd do. I mean, this points to like the thoughts and prayers idea, right? It's just this is what the people do. Is that they say in the face of tragedy, they're like thoughts and prayers, and it's become a meme because like that does nothing. Like you can pray for me, it doesn't do anything for me. You know what I mean? Like it would be more validating if I said I'll pray for you, as me, someone who is not religious, but I know you are. If I'm like, girl, I'll pray for you. Like that would be more validating than the flip, which is you saying you'll pray for me, because that does nothing for me. You might as well just say like, oh, I'm thinking of you, and like, I want to help if there's anything I can do. Like that's infinitely more satisfying to be like, we're praying for you. I'm like, thanks, me mom. Like you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Let's not do that. Anyway, now okay. So this song, the first time I heard it, I was in tears. I cried. I cried a lot listening to this song. I should really do Noah Kahan next. After this album, we're done with this album, I'm going to do some Noah Kahan, because there's also a lot of Noah Kahan that I cry to. When I lifted her urn, divinity says destiny can't be earned or returned. I feel when I question, my skin starts to burn. Why does my skin start to burn? So the divinity says destiny can't be earned or returned. It's just, you can't, it's saying that like in grappling with her sister's death, that God, the holiness, whatever it is, says that you can't change your destiny. Your destiny is just something you have to accept. And it's, people have used that argument against me to be like, oh, you're gay because God wants you to resist temptation. Shut up. That's not, no God worthy of worship would ever make me struggle that hard in life just to make it to some proposed afterlife. Which is, if it's full of people who think that way, I don't want to go there. Fun fact. Anyway, I feel when I question, my skin starts to burn. Why does my skin start to burn? I always find the why does my skin start to burn? Like she's not saying like is my skin burning? Like it's a definitive like I feel like when I question, my skin starts to burn. Why? Why does it do that? Like she's beyond like the fact that it's happening. It's a why? Why is that happening to me? Yeah, I think this in particular, it's just it's like walking into it, like, you'll like me, a gay man walking into a church, I'll set a light, I'll just like up into flames, like the devil, the fire imagery, and it's just like questioning faith is immediately better watch out, like church doesn't like that. So like I think here, um, there's she's connecting like burning as like God's wrath, or like burning as like the wrath of the church, like questioning your faith, right? And naturally, you're bound to do that after your sister dies. Are you kidding me? And they sounded pretty close. And in this, when we get to the interlude, you can like her sister's voicemail is literally in it. Um, but I also connect this to my cousin, right? When I found this song came out, my cousin actually, her sister died. Um, she died around a year ago, um, I think. And and they had her cremated, and I remember like seeing a picture of her urn and listening to this song, and I was like, and the whole like destiny can't be earned or returned. I was like, if you're gonna sit here and tell me her destiny was to die at 15 years old, I don't want you to talk to me ever again. Like I mean, and I'm not speaking for my cousin. That's just the way I view it. Like that's ridiculous. Like she had a whole life ahead of her, and now she doesn't get to live it. That doesn't sound like that doesn't sound like mercy to me. That doesn't sound like love to me. So yeah, I mean, naturally, even then I was like, as someone who's like, hasn't been in the church in years, even then, again, I was like, why? Like, and a lot of them still go to church. I'm like, this thought never cross your mind? Like, it's God's plan, really? A 15-year-old dying? No, I don't think so. Anyway. Verse 4. This is the iconic one. It's capital loss. Love was the law and religion was taught. Capital loss is, I think, yeah, it's like having to. I think here she's probably getting at like selling part of your soul, like sort of giving up part of yourself to sort of acquiesce to the people and the place around you. Or like the idea of doing that anyway, not necessarily that she's doing that. Love was the law and religion was taught. I'm not bought. Yeah, I mean, I think that's some people think, let's see, that it is a reference to the centerpiece of redemption of the soul, or a purchasing through the blood of Christ. Interesting. Okay, so like capitalism, quite literally. I like that connection. Love was a law and religion was taught. I mean, that's self-explanatory, right? Like, love has been the law of humanity since our existence. Like, that's the only reason we exist, is because we have the capacity to love one another. And religion was taught over that. And it's sort of, religion has led to 99% of the problems in the world, really. Religion and money, that's pretty much all the problems. That's where all the problems come from, in my opinion. I feel when we argue, our skin starts to rot. Our skin starts to rot. So this is interesting. No longer is our skin burning. It's rotting. I think when we argue about the foundations and the tenets of humanity, like love and community, we're dying. Like it is a fruitless thing to do. Like it gets us nowhere because it is foundational. You know what I mean? Like without it, we would not exist. As far as I think that goes. And then we have the interlude. So this is her voicemail. I'm just going to read it in full. It's very sad. Or like a combination of like YouTube videos and voicemails and stuff. So, hi, these are my two sisters. This is going on YouTube, so don't embarrass me. Okay, let me show them my real face. You can sing any song you want. Give me the camera, give me the camera, give me the camera. You start singing, mama. You start singing, mama. Okay, sing a song. Okay. Like it's, dude, that just fucking hurts. I'm pretty sure that's her sister. Or like it's their mom and like them talking. Anyway, because they were both very musically inclined family from what I understand. So share me your plan. If I implore you, could I be your lamb? Understand, I look for the truth on the back of your hand, and I look into the open sky. So she doesn't believe in God, but it's sort of in the moment of tragedy. You're looking for anything. You're like, please just let me know. Like, if this is really your plan, let me know why. Will you just tell me why on earth this had to happen? Why, if I ask you enough, are you going to tell me? If I implore you, if I beg, if I get on my knees like you want me to and I beg, will you tell me why this is your plan for my life and for their life? I felt that way. I remember being on my knees in my bathroom at night, locking my doors and crying because I remember I just succumbed to the idea of like, I'm going to hell and I can't change this. I've tried to change it. And I ask God every night if he could just fix it, if he could make it stop. And lo and behold, he never did. Like, you know what God did for me? Nothing. Nothing. According since this is so sinful and is something I shouldn't do, he didn't change it. He didn't change it. Either he's not all powerful or he's not all merciful. And I found that out there on the floor of my fucking bathroom on my knees digging into the tile grout. I was like, it's none of it is for me. None of it. I would rather be happy for the next 80 years of my life than miserable. And, that's just what I decided. Understand, I look for the truth in the back of your hand. I'm also hung up on the could I be your lamb? Like, I'll be your sacrifice. Like I will be, or I'll be your perfect little prefect or your sacrifice or something. If you'll just tell me, if you'll just give me some clarity on this situation. Like, can I, am I gonna, like, if you're real, please let me know, because that way I know I'll see my sister again. Because what do you do when your sister dies? Like I don't even want to think about it. Like I'm the youngest of three. And like, what do you do with that? Like I couldn't imagine what she was going through. Like it breaks my heart to think about. And like I watched my cousin go through it. And it stinks because like there's nothing you can do. And ultimately they have to come to terms with it themselves. And like I watched her struggle. And like, I don't know. Just thinking about this tears me up, dude. Because I just couldn't imagine. Like one day my sister's gone? What do you mean she's gone? What do you mean they're gone? They're not gone. They can't be gone. They were just here. So naturally, yeah, I'd be scouring the universe for any answer as to whether or not I'd see her again. Both of my sisters. I would be relentless in my pursuit. It just wouldn't be through God. But the eye look into the open sky. I think it's recognizing that no matter how much you try, you can't change the fact that you've realized that it's all bullshit, right? And the only thing you can do is look up into the universe and just hope there's something, right? And just hope that we have it all wrong and that there's something waiting. There's some way that you'll see him again. When I was in high school, my aunt died and she was a lesbian. She was gay and she was never out. And I didn't know this until years after she died. And well after I left the church and left my faith. And I remember when I learned that, I was so sad because I was like, I would have loved to talk to you. Like, I would have loved to know who you are. I would have just rack your brain. Just, I don't know. Yeah. But I've done that. I've stared out in the sky and I just hope there's some way. It's all we could do. But, I just hope that there's some way that I get to see her again. Because at the time I was too young. And like, I kind of knew I was gay, but like, I didn't have words to put to it. And she died when I was a freshman in high school, like right when I was really figuring it out. And I just remember hearing, that at her funeral in the back row, there was a woman sitting by herself. It was her partner that she'd had for years. Nobody in our family really knew it, except my mom kind of knew. And my mom went and sat with her. And I just think, man, that is so fucked. It's so lonely. Like, I couldn't imagine how do you deal with that? What do you do with that? Where do you put all that shit down, man? It's unfair. So this line in particular, where it's like, if you could just let me know why did you do that, man? Like, if you showed me tomorrow the whole plan and why it makes sense, I I'd beg on my knees for it. Yeah, I would. But I know that's not going to happen. And so all I can do is just look out into the universe and hope there's something we don't understand that we don't get. So the next part is stars blink like my sister's eyes. Stars blink like my sister's eyes. And in between that, it's a voicemail from her sister. It says, "Hey, Princess, it's Sally. I'm just calling you to wish you luck on your performance at the cafe. I love you. You're going to kill it. Bye, baby." And that part tears me up, man. Like, stars, it's a movement away from religion. For a little bit, for a moment. It's the moment of clarity of like, that's not going to work. All I can do is look up. And the stars remind her of her eyes. And like, all you can do is see her everywhere. Which is, it's a blessing and a curse. Like, that's all you get. That's all you get. The stars blink like her eyes. And then at the end, she just says, "I dream of eternal life." And that's tough, man. I mean, even everything, despite everything she wanted to believe and then to leave behind, the ending of this song, despite being such like I am not religious, like this is me dealing with my grief in a way that is not going to make sense to religious people. She still comes back at the end to be like, "I dream of eternal life. I dream of it because it would be nice. It would be really cool if somehow I got to see this person again." And, there's a lot of people, like I've lost people in my life, but I haven't lost a sister. I haven't lost someone that close to me. So I don't know what that pain feels like, but I do. I felt this way too. When I figured out my aunt was gay, I was like, dude, I would give anything to talk to her. Like, on the nights, like, especially when I was like, had just come out of my family, I was like, on the nights when I felt like no one in my family understood. If she were alive, she would have gotten it. She would have gotten it. When I was moving, actually, I found pictures of her. My grandparents both finally passed away. Her parents. She died before both of them. My grandmother had to bury her. I found pictures of her. I kept them. And it just, man, it just sucks because she didn't get to be who she wanted to be because of like Southern religion, Southern tradition. And I was like, think of how incredible her life would have been. Think of how, like, hell, she had a heart attack. Like, what if the stress of hiding that shit from the family put her in the ground? It makes me angry. It pisses me off. And I'm like, why was it finally, I mean, it was my mom in a lot of ways who finally broke that curse in our family. It was like our son is gay. Like he's gay. Like that's just what it is. And she accepted me and she does. And I'm grateful for that because, my sisters aren't going to have to deal with me leading a double life and that secret coming out one day. Like that, they're not, no one in our family's going to have to deal with that anymore. But I'm just like, what, why could it have not have been one generation earlier? Why did my aunt not get that? Why do I get that, but she didn't? Why did she have to live her life in secret? And there's not any convincing me that there is a God up above that would let that happen and consider that merciful. So this song, it does get me. I didn't think I'd get this emotional talking about it, but this is what it makes me think about. Because I don't know much about guardian angels or whatever you want to call it, but like if I have one, it's got to be her. It's got to be. Like I just hope that I can do justice by her and maybe somehow at the end of all things I'll get to see her again and tell her about the incredible stuff that I got to do and the incredible people I got to meet and the incredible communities we get to foster and celebrate our authentic selves, because she didn't have that. And I think that's, it's a big motivator for why I do what I do. Oh God, Gigi, you fucked me up, girl. Oh my God. Yeah. It's heavy, man. It's heavy as shit. um well, the whole track list is now out after me recording that. I didn't even get to talk about Please Be Rude. I'll talk about that one in the next one. But for now I think I'm gonna go take my contacts out because I've been crying. And I'm going to go listen to this full album right now. Probably cry a lot more. And in the next podcast, I'll talk about some of the other songs that struck me particularly hard in this album. Yeah. But anyway, sorry that was a really emotional first podcast. Yeah, I don't know. I try to blend. I don't know what you're gonna get. I don't know what you're gonna get with these. It's just kind of just me turning my camera on, and I have a few things to talk about, and we'll just see where they go. But yeah, I hope you guys take care of yourselves. And I hope you love the people in your life. And if you can, be who you are for your pride. And if you can't, know that there is a space in this community for you to be who you are. No, no reference there, but just genuinely to be yourself. And there's people that care and who understand what you're going through, because I certainly do. Yeah, and go listen to Gigi Perez's new album. Not all songs are probably going to be that sad, but some of them look like they might be. But At the Beach in Every Life, it just released as I was talking. So I'm going to go listen to that now. But yeah. You guys take care. And who knows what the fuck the next podcast will be. It'll probably be half me giggling and cackling and half of me boo-hooing. If I have any guess. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys then. Hope you enjoyed this. Love you guys. Bye. La la la. I am Lord. This is my outro song because I don't have one yet. Yippee!
Who the fuck is Braden?